Hi, everybody. My name is Carlos Michel. I'll be discussing why I decided to be an educator, what motivated me, and as well as share some pictures of myself, my life now, uh, my life as a kid, and my kids. So, just a little bit of me. Hope you enjoy. This is my first quarter here at California State University San Bernardino. I am a transfer student from Mount San Jacinto Community College. I will begin this video by sharing a few pictures of me when I lived in Mexico, when I coached baseball, my family. I'll talk about my teachers that influenced me and where I am now as a future educator. I am a middle child of 5. I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters. My parents were both born and raised in Mexico. I too lived in Mexico for most of my childhood until 5th grade. As a young boy, I always wanted to be in law enforcement or be in the military. My mom tried to pursue me to become a lawyer because she said I talk back a lot. I always have some smart comment to say, and because I couldn't stand injustice. An example of that would be that I always stood up to the bully, and I would always protect those that wouldn't speak up for themselves. One of my most influential teachers from my childhood would have to be Mr. Barber. Mr. Barber was my 2nd grade teacher, my first teacher in the U.S. He was a tall, heavy built, white haired, older Caucasian man. He was strict. He didn't repeat himself twice, had high expectations for everybody, and held all of us to the highest standards. Even with a lack of English, he pushed me and gave me confidence. He taught me how to type in a computer and motivated me to write stories to expand my creative mind as well as my English vocabulary and my technology skills. That was when I first considered being a teacher. In the video, there's a picture of him sitting on my computer at home. It meant a lot for me that he went out of his way to do that. He actually gave me that computer that he had built himself. After after that first year in the US, we moved back to Mexico, and I didn't come back until 6th grade year. In 6th grade, I had another role model and a great teacher, Miss Carranza. She was a young and creative teacher. She was Spanish speaking and encouraged me to read a lot and to make a reading section at my house and to write stories, much like Mr. Barber had done years prior. She knew English was my second language and helped me overcome insecurities with my accent. She is a teacher I would like to be like once I start teaching. Throughout my high school, I played sports, and on my time off, I started coaching Little League Baseball. Coaching my little brother, so I guess you can say that he was my first student. He actually graduates on Monday from military training in Oklahoma. In coaching baseball, I developed a passion to teach and be a leader, another contributing factor towards me wanting to be an educator. Fast forward a few years, I graduated high school, decided that school was not for me, so I joined the military, the Army. In the Army, I learned many things, especially patience. I learned to develop more leadership skills and to lead with purpose, direction, and motivation, a saying that one of my first sergeants used to say to all the soldiers. 6 years and 5 surgeries later, I got out of the military, scared of the unknown, of the uncertainties, and of what life would be like. I knew I would go back to school, but my main priority was to apply to law enforcement agencies and become a cop. The process is usually a long one, so I figured I can attend school in the meantime. I passed all the tests and was pending to start a job with the state of California Corrections as a correctional officer. But at the same time, I was taking a child development course, now in my 2nd semester of community college. All my developed leadership skills, Mr. Barber, Ms. Carranza, coaching baseball, military experience, and that course came back together. And that's when I realized that teaching is what I wanted to do, and a law enforcement career would have to be put on hold. I declined my offer with corrections and focused on my schooling, taking it much more serious so I can plan to transfer here to CSUSB. My kids now have become my students. I have a 14-year-old daughter, 13-year-old son, 8 and a 4-year-old daughters. I get to help them with their homework. But at the end of the day, they teach me much more than I let them know. As a first-generation college student, As a father of 4 and a veteran, I am eager to continue learning and reach this goal. It will be one of my greatest personal accomplishments to receive my bachelor's degree and start teaching. In taking this course, I have learned a lot of new opportunities. I have observed, questioned, and figured out how to do many things, to include making this video. I have enjoyed this course a lot and being here at CSUSB. I am looking forward to taking Humanities 397 next quarter. Thank you.